morning.
My name is Nint.
My name is Justine.
My name is Xandria.
And welcome to DNU's TV.
The Philippines under the Eagle Clouds. Live by Xandria Caraig.
The Philippines became totally under the United States, like Spain. The new colonizers implemented new policies and laws that caused great sufferings to the Filipinos. Under the new colonizers, major changes happened in our country. These changes could be seen in the different aspects of Filipino lives even up to now. Live via satellite. This is Xandria Caraig.
Live CJ. The military government. The military government. After the United States took over Manila, Government Bureau now founded a military government on August 14, 1898. This was headed by the military government as the highest leader of the colony and representative of the President of the United States in the Philippines. He also served as the command of the armed forces of the United States in the Philippines. The premier responsibility of this government was to install peace and order in the country. Mad saw that the Filipinos will accept their leadership, their lead down of condition of forming a service government in the Philippines. The military government lasted for 3 years under the leadership of General Lis Meriti, General Olwell Otis, and General Arthur MacArthur. Thank you, CJ. The first commission.
President McKinley formed the first commission to Philippines on January 20, 1899. The first commission aimed to study the condition of the Philippines and to suggest policies for the colony. Jacob Sherman was asked to head this. The commission was also known as Sherman Commission. The commission was expected to give guidelines on how the United States should govern the Philippines. The commission did not really perform its task because it arrived in the country 1 month after the Filipino-American War began. However, the commission recommended that the Americans should stay in the Philippines because the Filipinos were not yet ready to be independent.
Thank you, Xandria Caraig. The Taft Commission. Live by CJ. The following year, McKinley formed the second commission in the Philippines, which was headed by William Howard Taft. The commission was tasked to give the Filipino prosperity and peace. The commission is now as the Taft Commission. The delegate of the Taft Commission arrived in the Philippines in July 3, 19. Taft operation was the governing commission on the Philippines for place which were alright. First will the American military convention to control proteins which were still revolting. The Taft Commission first focused on allotting peace $2 million for the reconstruction of Magan, Bridge and roads. From September 1900 until August 1902, the convention made 449. I love record the change, the United States was there for its now colony. The convention also passed a law that ambition to stop the Filipino record. Example was the Brand Act, where Filipino who reformed record power of United States who be counted a rebel or a bandit. On the other hand, the Reconciliation Act gave the American leader the power to be tricked in place, which they together as basis of the rebels. This is CJ, live by the satellite.
Thank you, Justine. The founding of civil government. Live by Justine.
The United States started founding the civil government in the Philippines after the Congress offered the Spooner Amendment on March 2, 1901. This was called Spooner Amendment because it was suggested by Senator John C. Spooner. The Spooner Amendment gave President of the United States the right to service government in the Philippines. It is also transferred the management of the colonization of Carson from the President of the United States.
Thank you, CJ. The Commissioners in Congress. Live by Xandria Caraig.
Following the Philippine Bill of 1902, two Philippine commissioners or representatives were assigned to the United States Congress. As commissioners, they should be recognized by the United States government, but their tasks were limited to sitting, listening, and debating on meetings in the Congress sessions. They did not have debating on meetings in the Congress sessions, right to vote on laws. Because of this, many said that assigning commissioners was only a token in order to pacify the Filipinos. The first commissioner was Pablo Ocampo, who was known for his objection to the implementation to trade laws in the country. Meanwhile, Manuel L. Quezon lobbied for the country's freedom. Commissioner Benito Legarda was almost fired from the assembly when he said that the assembly did not represent the goals of the Filipino people.
Thank you, Xandria Caraig. The Filipino Creation Government.
The United States also started the Filipinization of the government to supposedly prepare the Filipinos to govern on their own. The Americans used this reason to gain the support of the Filipinos. Through this goal, the Americans showed that they had good intentions for the Philippines. According to the United States, they would be granting the Filipino leaders the right to lead one thing that the Spaniards failed to do. The United States focused its attention to the changes in the social intuitions of the Philippines. It trained the Filipino leaders to facilitate of the local leaders according to its own philosophy and ways. The political parties formed were composed of rich Filipinos who were close by the colonizers. This way, the United States ensured that their interests would still be protected even if the government would be run by Filipinos. Jones Act, or the Philippine Autonomy Act, enacted by the United States Congress on August 19, 1916. The act was written by William Atkinson Jones and was signed by President Woodrow Wilson. The act stated that the United States promised to grant the Philippines its independence when the latter had a strong government.
Thank you, My name is Nint.
My name is Justine.
My name is Xandria.
This is DNUCV. Signing off.